So some things to know about when you're actually going to start prepping fish. Whenever you get a piece of fish, you want to make sure it's fresh. So you can always check the eyes to make sure that it's nice and clear. That's always a good indication. You can also check to make sure that the gills in the neck are really vibrant in color, nice reds or oranges, nothing that looks too brown or kind of faded or even gray. You also want to make sure that it smells fresh, which means that it doesn't have any iffy smells, anything that might be a little funky, maybe a little questionable. And it should also feel kind of smooth to the touch, even a little slippery, but not necessarily gooey or slimy. When you get your fish, if it hasn't already been gutted and scaled, some things that you can do is, if you are dealing with a fish where you like the skin, you want to scale it. That's definitely something you want to do. And you can always take the back of a knife. You don't ever want to use the blade because you don't want to cut into the meat. You can always use the back of the knife and go against the actual scales. If you go with it, you're not going to get anything done. So starting at the tail and moving towards the head, just using almost like a little bit of a brushing motion, you can actually clip off a lot of those scales. When gutting it, you want to there's two techniques. One of the more preferred techniques is to make a little incision up by the gill or even a little under the belly, but don't go too deep, and you don't want to stab, because if you do that, you can actually rip up some of the liver and the stomach, and it is a filtering system, so you don't want that stuff to leak and get into the meat and get kind of nasty. So what you want to do is just enough to break skin, get your hand in there, and then be able to pull all of the guts out, and you'll see that it'll almost come out like a little sack, and you can just cut it and clean that out. Once you have the scaling and the gutting process done, you're pretty much on your way to being able to really just clean up and fillet your fish.